Alright y'all, so Party City is officially dead. After 40 years of it being the go-to spot for everything party related, like balloons, costumes, decorations, and tableware, like literally anything, the company has officially shut down for good. And if you've been to a Party City store recently, you probably already saw the writing on the wall and the empty shelves and the clearance sales, and just a general feeling of like, some happened. But yeah, and it's official, Party City is gone. So how did this happen? How did Party City go from building a genuine party empire to filing for bankruptcy and now completely shutting down? I'll tell y'all the entire story, how it started, how it took over the industry, how it fell apart, and how it is now shut down. Alright, so let's rewind to 1986, which is when Party City was born. Back then, if you wanted to throw a party, it was basically a whole scavenger hunt for supplies. You had to go to multiple different stores just to get everything. There was like, you had to go to one place for decorations, another for tableware, another for balloons, and another for costumes. There wasn't like a one-stop shop for like everything party related. But then that's when this guy named Steve Mandel saw the opportunity and said, why not just put everything into one place? So then he opened up the first ever Party City in East Hanover, New Jersey. It was a simple concept, but it blew up fast because it made party planning so much easier. People loved the convenience, and within just a few years, Party City was expanding like crazy. By 1993, they had 58 stores. By 1996, they had 200 stores, and by 1999, they were up to over 400 locations. And then that's when they made their first genius move. They realized that Halloween was where the big money was at. People go all out for Halloween, like costumes, props, decorations, party themed supplies, dildos, sex toys. So Party City leaned into it hard and became the go-to place for Halloween shopping. And this was huge for their business. And rewinding a little bit, in 1994, Party City went public, which means they could start selling stock and pull in even more money to expand their chain further. And then we get to the 2000s, and this is when Party City reaches a whole new level. In 2005, they get bought out by a company called Amscan Holdings for $360 million, which today would be like, I don't know, I'm not doing that math. And this was a power move because Amscan wasn't just like any random company. They were actually one of the biggest manufacturers of party supplies in the entire world. By them buying Party City, they basically created a full supply chain monopoly where they can manufacture the products and sell them directly in Party City stores without having to rely on the outside for suppliers. This gave them a huge competitive advantage over any other party supply stores that were still in business. And Party City just kept growing. By the late 2000s, they had over 700 stores and were even expanding internationally. They started acquiring smaller party supply retailers and making it harder for anybody else to compete with them. And at this point, Party City was on top of the world. If you needed any type of party supplies, you're going to Party City. It was just as easy as that. But then around 2015 to 2016, that's when the crack started to show. Party City started getting hit from all sides. First of all, there was Amazon and online shopping, which started eating away at their business. And then this is when people started realizing, why should I drive all the way to Party City when I can just order everything from my phone and get it delivered to my door? And Party City was just not prepared at all for this great shift. The Party City website was just completely outdated for its time, and their entire online presence was just so weak. They weren't competing with Amazon, Walmart, or Target, who were offering party supplies for cheaper and with faster delivery. And foot traffic in Party City started dropping hard, and instead of adapting, Party City doubled down on their old school retail strategy, which just did not work in the long run. And then in 2018 to 2019, Party City got hit with another pretty big problem which they couldn't really control, which was a helium shortage. You may be thinking like, why the fuck does helium matter? But here's the thing, balloons were literally Party City's #1 top selling business, and if you aren't stupid, then you'll know that helium is in balloons. So they could not sell balloons at all during this entire shortage. And since most of their business relied on these balloons, it was a disaster. The balloon sales obviously tanked, and by 2019, Party City had to shut down 45 stores to try and cut costs for all of this. But then that was just a small problem to what was about to happen next. Because in 2020, the year after this entire shortage, COVID-19 hit, and Party City just got absolutely hammered. He was getting hammered like a college freshman, bro. COVID was a literal death sentence for Party City's business model because their entire industry, which promoted parties, gatherings, and celebrations, all of that was completely shut down because of the virus. Nobody could throw parties, nobody was buying decorations, and Halloween was canceled that year. So their biggest money-making season was just gone too. And to make things worse, the actual virus caused the stores to close down as well. So the money just shrunk so much. And by January 2023, Party City was $1.67 billion in debt. And at that point, they had no choice but to file for Chapter 11 bankruptcy to try to stay alive. They closed dozens of underperforming stores, laid off employees, and started trying to restructure their entire business, but it was too late for that already. They should have done that about like 10 years earlier. They even started a partnership with Amazon to start selling Party City products online, which is something that, once again, they also should have started doing so long ago. But even with all of these efforts, it was clear that Party City was just a small percentage of what it used to be. And then now, fast forward to December 2024, and then where after months and years of struggling to stay afloat, vote, Party City executives met to make a final decision based off the future of this company. And this meeting was described as both tense and emotional by people that attended it, which to me is overdramatic for a fucking party store. But anyway, this meeting ended with the decision to just shut down all of Party City. And this came after the company tried to attempt to sell and restructure the company in the meeting, but there was no buyer willing to step in to rescue Party City from its almost $2 billion in debt, which shit, I would not try to go for that either. I'm not even monetized on YouTube yet, bro. And from that point, liquidation sales kicked off in Party City stores, where there were massive discounts of up to 90% off to clear out the inventory. And employees were notified that they'll be out of job soon, and customers began seeing the store closing signs in several locations, which all started marking the official end of Party City's retail presence. So yeah, despite their efforts to adapt, Party City just could not keep up with the great shift towards online shopping and the rise of big retailers like Amazon, Walmart, and Target. The company, which had been the to-go place for party supplies, was now just vanishing completely. So yeah, I guess if they just like listened to people's advice and tried to adapt like 10 years ago, maybe they could still be a business, but they thought their way of doing it was the best, so they continued with it, which caused them to fail in the end, which I know a lot of people that do that shit. But yeah, Party City is just officially shut down now, and after 40 years of serving as the heart of party supplies, its doors are just shutting down for good. It's definitely a real end of an era for the retail world. As Party City's collapse, it signals just how much the industry has shifted as a whole. The business that you literally used to be on top of the retail scene is just now another casualty. So what's going to come next now? Is another store going to take Party City's place, or are we just going to see a world now where these 4 stores just monopolize and control the entire industry? Okay, but here's the good thing. Despite like 97% of these stores shutting down, some Party City stores that are owned locally and not by the franchise are actually going to continue to operate. But the fraction of stores that are locally owned is so damn small. It's about like 30 that are staying open in the entire United States. So your city probably won't have one. But for me personally, I live in Richmond, Virginia, and we have 2 stores that aren't shutting down. For some reason, Richmond was home to like only locally owned Party Cities, which I don't know why. And this makes me seem stupid now because I grew up going to one of these Party Cities, and I was like pretty sad when I learned that it was shutting down permanently, because like basically my second home. It was not, but when I learned about its shutdown, I was just super sad, but it's staying open anyway though, so there was no point in me caring. Alright, so before I end the video, I just want to spread awareness about this girl from my school that I used to be friends with. She used to support my past content creation, and the other day she died from a car accident, and I'm just asking for y'all's prayers. I put a GoFundMe for her funeral services and her family in the description of this video, and I'm just asking maybe y'all could donate a little bit of money to it. Like, it could literally be any amount, anything would be appreciated. See y'all in the next video. Goodbye.